Welcome back. It's been a while. We're back in Genesis. Genesis 21. The birth of Isaac. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he promised. She became pregnant. She gave birth to a son for Abraham, and in his old age. This happened at just the time God had said it would. And Abraham named their son Isaac. 8 days after Isaac was born, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born. And Sarah declared, God brought me laughter. And all who hear about this will laugh with me. Who would have said that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I gave Abraham a son in his old age. Hagar and Asma are sent away. When Isaac grew up and was about to be weaned, Abraham prepared a huge feast to celebrate the occasion. But Sarah saw Asma, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar making fun of her son Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, get rid of the slave woman and her son. He is not going to share the inheritance with my son Isaac, and I won't have it. This upset Abraham very much because Islam was his son. But God told Abraham, do not upset over the boy and your servant. Do whatever Sarah tells you, for Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted. But I will also make a nation of descendants of Hagar's son, because he is your son too. So Abraham got up early the next morning, prepared food and counter water, and strapped them on Hagar's shoulder, and sent her away with their son. And she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water was gone, she put the boy in the shade of a bush, and she went and sat down by herself about 100 yards away. I didn't want to watch my boy die, she said, as she burst into tears. But God heard the boy crying, and an angel of God called to Hagar from heaven, Hagar, what's wrong? Do not be afraid. God had heard the boy crying as he lies there. Go to him and comfort him, for I will make a great nation from his descendants. Then God opened Hagar's eye and saw a well full of water. She quickly filled her water container and gave it to the boy to drink. And God was with this boy as he grew up in the wilderness because of a skillful archer, and he settled in the wilderness of Paran. His mother arranged for him to marry a woman from the land of Egypt. Abraham's covenant with Abachah. About this time, Abachah came with Porka, the army commander, to visit Abraham. God is obviously with you, helping you in everything you do, Abachah said. Swear to me in God's name that you will never deceive me, my children, or any of my descendants. I have been loyal to you, so now swear that you will be loyal to me, to this country where you're living as a foreigner. Abraham replied, yes, I swear to it. Then Abraham complained to Abishai about that Abishai's servant had taken by force from Abraham's servant. This is the first I've heard of it, Abishai answered. I have no idea who is responsible. You have never complained about this before. Abraham then gave some of his sheep, goat, and cattle to Abishai. Then they made a treaty. But Abraham also took 7 additional female lambs and set them off by themselves. Abishai asked, "Why have you set these 7 apart from the others?" Abraham replied, "Please accept these 7 lambs to show your agreement that I've dug this well." Then he named the place Beersheba, which means well of the oath, because that was where they had sworn the oath. After making their covenant and Beersheba, Abishai left with Phicol, the commander of his army, and they returned home to the land of the Philistines. Then Abraham planted a chestnut tree at Beersheba, and there he worshipped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in Philistine country for a long time.